Hello people, Suffolk Sport Glide Rider here. In all my videos, please remember that I'm not a professional filmmaker or videographer or whatever you want to call it, and I'm not a professional mechanic either. I'm just surprised at some of the jobs that people take their bikes to garages to get done. I know there are some people that don't like to get their hands dirty, and I fully understand that. So in my series of videos, it's just to show how some simple jobs can be done at home, saving a bit of time and money, and the satisfaction that you've done it yourself. Thanks for watching. Okay, so what we're looking at installing today is the Vance Hines Fuelpack 3. I did get this from the Harley dealer, but as we know, you can get this from lots and lots of other dealers and places on the internet. Shop around, find the best price. Although I got this from the Harley dealer, in actual fact, under close inspection, it did in fact come from the motorcycle storehouse, which I've seen on the internet, motorcyclestorehouse.com. So check the price. You know, you might get it cheaper from the Harley dealer, which I did, or you might get it cheaper ordering direct from them. One of the important things is to make sure you get the right one for your particular bike, and on the latest Softails, since around 2017 I think, but anyway, the latest Softails, you want the 6-pin plug to go on it, not the 5-pin as was on previous ones. Why have I gone for the Vance Hines? Well, what I like about the Fuelpack 3 is that it links to the smartphone, either the Apple or the Android. I've got an Android, and you do then get some very beautiful displays on there. If you like displays, like on the Sport Glide, you haven't got a good display for the rev counter. So let's click on the phone on demo mode and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so you know that on your Sport Glide you only have a small digital display for the rev counter, but by linking the FP3 to your smartphone I can get a bigger display, and it's up on the handlebar where it's far easier to see than tipping your head down to look between your legs. I will have the big display in the centre for the rev counter, but there are 4 other displays, one in each corner, showing a variety of different things, including gear selection, mile per hour, engine temperature, battery voltage, and a host of other things you can put on there. Obviously there are other tuning packs available, but I like the FP3 because it does link to the smartphone, and once you've changed the air filter and the exhaust, it is important to remap the engine to get the best from those upgrades. And with the FP3 there's lots of options already programmed in for you to select, or you can actually set it on auto tune to tune it as you ride along yourself. Okay, so let's undo the box and see what we've got. I've just split the cellophane outside so that we can get into it. There we go. So there we go. In our box we have the Fuelpack 3 with the 6-pin plug, installation guide, which I'd better have a quick look at, but basically it's all linked through the phone and it's all fairly self-explanatory, I believe. So we'll have a quick look at that. So time to get out in the garage. Okay folks, here we are out at the bike on another cold January day here in the UK. So to install the FP3 we need to get into the left hand side cover. Left hand side cover is held on with 1 Allen head bolt and 2 rubber grommets on steel pins. The right hand side is held on with 2 Allen bolts and 1 rubber grommet. Don't ask me why there's a difference. So 1 Allen bolt, or hexagonal as they call it in America, So let's see if we can get it off. So in my box of bits, let's see what size we want. Probably even smaller than that. There we go, so it is a size 4 hexagonal bit. Okay, so this will actually be the first time I've had this side panel off. Not the sort of thing we take off very often, is it? I have looked up the torque settings for this, so I'll tell you that when we put it back together again. One panel, and hopefully gently lever it and it will come off these 2 rubber stickers. There's one, there's the other. As you can see on the inside there are the 2 rubber bungs that hold it into place on 2 studs here. So let's carefully put that to one side. And I have read the instructions that come with the FP3, so we'll go through them as we work our way through it. Now, this might well be what we're looking for with a bit of luck. Hopefully under here we find a 6-pin socket. Okay, so we take our FP3, there's a load of little lights on here which should then light up. Let's plug it in and see if anything happens. And it does click into place. So now the instructions say to turn the ignition on but don't actually start the engine. And yes, there is a little green flashing light on that. So now with the smartphone, we turn on the FP3 app, which I'd already downloaded. And it says Bluetooth is on, click here to pair with the Fuelpack. Fuelpack 3 access to devices location, yeah, we'll allow that. Scanning one new device. And that actually comes up with the VIN number of my bike. So touch on that, Bluetooth is pairing to my bike. And all the lights are flashing on the FP3, don't know if you can see them flashing or not. Bluetooth pairing request, confirm this to pair with the VIN. Okay. Checking for firmware updates, downloading firmware updates. So it's actually going to update the Fuelpack 3 itself. So we'll click install now. Because obviously you don't know how many months these FP3s have been sitting in the box in the shop. So that is now updating itself. Which is probably going to take a few minutes, so I shall edit this out before uploading it to YouTube, because we're only at 7% now. 50%, nearly there. .98. Checking for firmware updates. Downloading files. Okay, so I can see at the top it's connected to my VIN number. We now have map lookup, view the sensor data, which is what I briefly showed you yesterday. Now at this stage, because I haven't changed the exhaust or the air filter, I don't actually have to play about with the mapping. I could just go straight to view sensor data and it'll give me all the data I was showing yesterday. But until you actually put a map on here, it hasn't permanently linked this Fuelpack 3 to my VIN number, so it could be taken away and put onto another bike. So what we'll do is go for map lookup. So exhaust manufacturer, I'm going to click Harley Davidson because it's the standard exhaust I've got on there. Exhaust manufacturer, Harley Davidson. Exhaust name, stock exhaust. Standard baffle. Engine size 107. So it comes up at the bottom, Harley Davidson stock exhaust, standard baffle, stock 107 cubic inch with stock air filter. So I'll tap on that, gather in the details of your selected map. There's no image and it says on here standard exhaust, standard manufacturer, etc, etc, and it gives a map identity number which you can actually change. And I'll click flash down the bottom, then it comes up with a warning that yeah, flashing the ECU could affect the performance of your bike, etc, but you're pretty sure it's going to work. But damn well better to work. Linking Fuelpack to your bike, flashing bootloader files. All very clever, this modern stuff. Still linking the Fuelpack to the bike. Oop. I can hear lots of clicking and things inside the engine as well. And we have two flashing, or one flashing light and one solid light on here. Backing up original settings with Vance Hines server. So what that is, they take the original mapping of the bike and they store it on Vance Hines' main server. And you can contact them at any time to alter the mapping. They'll do one specifically on their computer. Or if I've altered anything on the bike and want to go back to the original mapping, I can tap it in here and it will put it back to the absolute original mapping that the bike had from the dealer. Now it's actually flashing the new map to the bike, which will be the same as it was before because I haven't altered anything as yet. And that's as far as the instructions in the guide take you, because that's all there is to it. And so this has been done in real time. Please turn your bike off for 15 seconds. So it's off for 15 seconds. Keep your bike off for 15 seconds and it's got the old timer down the bottom counting through. Turn bike on, Bluetooth will reconnect. And it says, I just programmed my bike with the FP3. That was easy. So you can share it with other people on the internet, or you just click done down the bottom. Clicking done, and then you come back up to the original menu. Loads of bits in there. As I say, I'll be using the view sensor data. You can put your record of maintenance on here. And where I said yesterday about auto tune, you can auto tune the bike if you have done something that you want to specifically adjust it to your riding needs. But mainly I'll be going on the view sensor data, and as I said yesterday, this will be mounted on the handlebar. Oh, and I was going to tell you how to change these. Basically all you do is touch one of the screens, and then there's the big screen of everything you can have fitted in it. So rev per minute, which I'm going to have in the centre anyway. You can put your odometer on there, so you can, you know, program that to your service, etc. O2 voltage rear, O2 voltage front, i.e. rear and front cylinder. The injector duty cycle rear, injector duty cycle front, because if you're really clever you can tune your bike and adjust the settings yourself. That's a bit too advanced for me. The torque that the engine's putting out, that's probably quite a handy one to have. We'll leave it on that for now. There it is. So foot-pounds of torque is now down here. Anyway, as I started to say, you've seen that in real time, apart from where I said I'd cut it out for about 4 minutes while it loaded the basic bits into it. So that's setting up the Vance Hines Fuelpack. And as I said yesterday, I have already got the mounting on the handlebars, so that's where this is going to sit. So as you can see, I've then got that above there, just above the speedo. Although obviously when we're riding along it's slightly offset, but that is it, installing the Vance Hines Fuelpack 3. So the complicated bit now is getting it all back inside. Because somehow I need to hide this inside. Yes, it's okay getting the cable back in there. There's the cable clips in there, but it's hiding this part. They do say you don't have to leave this connected to the bike, but I don't see the point. Obviously if you don't leave it connected you can't have the display up on the handlebars, and I really don't see the point in taking it out, so somehow we will get this fitted in here. In there like that. And I'll use a cable tie, I think, to get that in there. Then it'll just be held in place with the side panel. So let's get that cable back into its clip. There we go, get that back in there. That gives me a bit more space to move that in there. This is obviously a battery charger, so we need that down the bottom. Let me get a cable clip. I said cable clip, what I meant to say was a cable tie. Cable tie, tie wrap, however you want to call it. What I'm going to do is feed that behind all the wires that are in there in the wiring loom. Snip the top of that off. And so, if we're really lucky, the side panel is just going to go straight back on there. There's my rubber bands. One top one. There you go, nicely snapped into place. And we take our original screw, which has to be done up to 24 to 36 inch pins. So 24 to 36, to me that means 30 will be in the middle. So there we go. Should put a little bit, well, although it didn't come with Loctite on it. Tiny dab of Loctite. So there we are, 30 inch pins. What I didn't show was to show you that the bike actually does still run, so I suppose I should do that. As I say, I needed to show you the bike starting up, but unfortunately the camera had automatically timed out and switched off. Anyway, as you can see, it's searching for the Bluetooth, but that's because I haven't got the ignition turned on yet. So turn ignition on, it should find the Bluetooth to connect to the FP3. And start her up. So looks like it takes a few seconds to acquire the Bluetooth. There we go. So as you can see, that is the riding position, speedometer, and just above it we now have a nice analog rev counter. So, job's a good one. So, thanks for watching. The answer now would be to go for a ride, but it's wet and raining outside, so I'm not going to bother with that today. Save it for a nice dry day, especially when there's been no salt on the roads, because we're dropping below zero at night and they're salting the roads, and don't want to do that. Get my baby all dirty again. Anyway, thanks for watching, and for all those that have subscribed, thank you very much. I've only had notification to know who 2 of you are, so for those that have subscribed, I apologise for not being able to email and thank you for your subscription. Anyway, take care everyone, and I'll catch you soon.